Gotcha.
Name one.
Gotcha.
Go around, like a podcast, throughout the United States. Name one. You ain't gonna be able to find one.
Because that's part of it. So the Lord made him do all of this wickedness on the earth, close the eyes of the people to it, accept it. He basically gaslit. Everybody's really been on a one big episode of being gaslit by the so-called white man into believing he's the good.
They shall believe a lie.
They shall believe a lie. And that's why he has to be revealed and exposed. But the more he gets revealed, the more he gets exposed, whether it be through us. Hell, the Lord is using his own people. Psalms the 64th chapter tells you that his own tongue shall fall upon him. These Alex Joneses of the world, and you name it, these individuals are as well exposing this devil for being the devil. All right? That was on that. Keep going with that.
Back in Isaiah 47 verse 3, says, thy nakedness shall be uncovered.
Yeah, that nakedness, that's to be revealed. See, when you deal with crime and violence, one of the most terrible things that happen to you is you get beat up by a group of men and stripped. Stay home naked. But that's what Esau is experiencing. He gets his ass beat, he's getting revealed. All right? He's being embarrassed. Hold that real quick.
This is Jeremiah 49, verse 10, but in the NLT. She said about Ashland, right? It says, but I will strip bare the land of Edom, and there will be no place left to hide. Its children and brothers and neighbors will all be destroyed. Edom itself.
I forget which devil said it. I think it was Rockefeller that said a long time ago that it's basically their weapon of choice. That if they're ever to be revealed and what they're doing in the shadows, if that was to be revealed, that at that moment of revealing, they would basically lose the battle.
Yeah.
That's how powerful it is to be revealed, man. Like the Wizard of Oz, when the wizard was exposed in the back, you can't come back and you can't scare me now. All right.
You see all the mechanics and how the operation break up the whole algorithm. You're trying to create a whole nother algorithm, but that's a deception. It's the same bullshit. You can't fool the same person twice with the same trick. You know, when you were younger, you were looking at David Blaine and all these fucking magicians. I don't know if y'all brothers watching that shit. I remember I used to watch it. I was infatuated with it as a kid. But then you start to see all that shit was fake. You see how the what they call it, the sleight of the hand. You know, like, oh, this guy's a fucking whack, man. But that's just Esau on a bigger level. He got a bigger budget to play more games in your face, man. He got the idiot box where he just put niggas all throughout the house and everybody just
soak it in. They soak it in.
Yeah.
And that goes into that war, like the brother that was up here earlier was speaking in. That's another element of the war that we're fighting. It's psychological warfare. That's why I say, everybody, man, these women be gaslighting us. Man, don't nobody gaslight you like the so-called white man.
Right.
All right? It had you literally, see, gaslighting is literally tricking you into believing you're the wrong one. That's literally what it breaks down to. Manipulating you to believing you're the crazy one. And that's what Esau's done us. He's made the whole world look at us as we're the evil ones, we're the bad ones, and he's good.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you see that recently with this genocide going in Gaza, and this guy, he just stampeded through Gaza and Rafah, and he's got a political agenda behind it, but then nobody's speaking on that, but now they're talking about the anti-sin laws here in America, and up there in Canada, I think it's Bill 367, that they've got. That's one way how he puts the blame on everybody, and he's actually doing it dirty.
Yeah, he's the one. And before it's all said and done, through this revealing, see, that's why this devil in scripture says he's going to come down with great wrath, man. He only going to have but a little bit of might left to him to throw that punch. And he ain't going to be much to him. He going to come down. Don't take what I'm saying as if he ain't going to come down with that great wrath. He going to come. But it's going to come from a place of, like we were saying, frustration, last stand. It ain't going to be from the position of, see, Esau think he going to attack us and he just going to be on the offense. No, nigga, the Lord about to push you in defense. All right, because you're revealed. You're being shown as the devil. You're being shown as a miscreant, a weakling, a weirdo. All right, you keep going with that if that's alone. It was, matter of fact, keep going with yours.
Okay,
Isaiah 47:3, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yeah, thy shame shall be seen.
Thy shame shall be seen. All of this history of Esau, that's why he wants to erase this history. That's why he wants to get rid of books and get rid of certain notable events and moments, because they expose him for being what he is. And what is that? The devil. See, when you're Esau is like the so-called white man is just like, he's a spoiled brat. He's a bratty individual. So you know when it comes to winning, right? Winning doesn't matter to you until you get to the other side of it, and then you got to deal with how you won.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you cheated, see, some people are willing to cheat to win. Right. But then what happens? Now you got to deal with the fact that your conscience eating at you and telling you, damn, I won, but I ain't win right. This ain't an honorable win. So here it is, everybody in the world is, yeah, you winning, you that, you up. But look how you got there. And fuck you, man. Anti-sin laws. No, this how you, yeah, you're winning. We'll tell you, you're winning. You up, you the top. But this is how you got there. Hey, fuck you, man. No, I'm just telling you how you got there. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear the truth. But see, when through the Spirit, the elect is always going to want to hear those stories of, hey, man, this is how you got to the top. You kept your faith. You stayed down. You followed the Lamb whithersoever he went. Hey, that's an honorable win. So he's like, yeah, you're going to talk about that.
Yeah, because we speak this thing in truth. And like you said earlier, they're all about propaganda. Because even with slavery, before they actually made the expeditions and paid to talking about the Southern Kingdom, they had justifications, man. They were saying that we genetically are more easily disposed to sunlight. You know, they had all, they said what Django was talking about, the brain of the Negro is designed to actually be in these environments. And these, if you look at Africa, that region, there are always, you know, individuals to do heavy labor. So genetics itself and science promoted these people to actually be outside and for us to be in a more high up position.
Yep.
You know? And those lies just kept going more and more and more throughout history to the point where
it's believed that what, we're lazy, we're shiftless, we're not we're everything that's bad. But that's being revealed that that's not true. All right. Sit on that.
I'll just finish it off that part. It says, I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
Yeah, the Lord is going to take vengeance, and that's part of the fight as well. Part of the fight as well is, like I said, understanding your position and fighting within your position of just pushing the truth, exposing, teaching. That's the battle. All right. The Lord is going to read that again. What is the Lord going to do for us? He's going to fight this battle because this devil. Man, like the elder was saying earlier, man, this is we're literally fighting a giant beast. Yeah. 7 heads, 10 horns. That's what we're fighting here. You think, man, listen, man. If the Lord sent a regular ass, man, if the Lord sent a flock of birds right now and said, man, get off the block, man, we getting off the block, man. All right, it could be parrots. Yeah. It could be a soft bird. It don't even got to be hawks or nothing. Have you off the block. We're not that tough. So the Lord got to really stand for us. He got to avenge us. All right? You go. That was it. You go back to that Thessalonians.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verses 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first.
So we already went through that. Go ahead.
And that man of sin be revealed.
Esau is being revealed. We just went through the word revealing. Keep going.
The son of perdition.
Yeah, the son of perdition, which is Esau. Another title of his. All right, keep going.
Verse 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God.
Who opposeth and exalteth himself against the Heavenly Father. Like we started out earlier. This devil don't think he's up there in that level of thinking that he's the most high or to go to war. You know what type of demonic level you got to be on to think you can go to war with God? That's where Esau's mind's at. His mind, Esau is out here right now. I remember somebody said this. The very reason this economy and this society is still operating is because Esau is still preparing. That's the reason why you're still going to your jobs. Because we are the worker ants. And we were saying that, through the Spirit. That's why all this is still operating, because Esau still needs his worker ants
Yeah.
to prepare for this great battle that goes into, what is that, Revelation the 12th chapter?
Yeah, because taxpayers' dollars go to look at the federal budget. Vast majority of your money is allocated towards the military.
Yes.
So taxpayers' money goes mainly into the military pockets for military expenditure. You look at all these different cannons. It was a video that shows you how much a cannon just shoots off.
Oh,
like
yeah.
3,400.
I'd be like $1
You know,
million.
oh, yeah, yeah.
Some of them
Yeah.
guns on them
Numbers.
boats, man,
Yeah.
just a
Shit
minute of
expensive.
shooting, it'd be like $1 million.
So that constant war, and this devil, he doesn't sit down, man. That's money that's always going towards this man in this war. And then, like Scripture says, Michael and his angels fighting Satan and his angels. You know, that's the fighter jets and all his military expenses. He's gonna have to use everything. He's not gonna hold anything back.
He knows that.
In this Third World War.
He knows that. That's why you had, what was it, Ronald Reagan said that if there was ever, he started what, the Star Wars program, and he said basically if there was ever an outer world event to occur, that all the nations would have to put their differences to the side and fight that. That independence is based off of that, right? So you think like these are all, they know what time it is. They know what time it is better than majority of our people know what time it is. Yeah, doomsday clocks. And they got their telescopes, you know, $1 million telescopes pointed that way, looking out. They know what time it is. They got sensors and all types of stuff out there that they don't tell us about.
But it was something with the so-called UFO, you know, the chariots of the South Force, the angels. They had it would seem like chariots was doing like a formation, which they was basically saying like how they was doing it. It wasn't no damn light show. It was pretty much to interpret the war. That's what they actually interpreted. I seen a video like that years ago. The actual style and what they were doing, they wasn't doing it to impress in the heavens, man. You know, look good in the heavens. They were basically telling Esau it's almost that time, man.
Yeah.
You remember that chariot that was at the Dome of the Rock? They came all the way down and then shot back up.
That was in Jerusalem, right?
In Jerusalem, yeah.
I have it a long time.
So they'll look at the chariots, and chariots too, and they call them, of course, they'll tell it through the military UFOs, but they already hipped and they already know it's going to be some type of event, or they'll prepare the ones at the top for certain events, either in the heavens or in the water. You know, I'm talking about underneath the water. You know, to keep their eyes on alert for something to pop off in the Middle East. You know, these devils know what directions to look, man.
Space Force, us being able to break. See, that's revealing him. See, if it was left up to Esau, he would just, oh yeah, there's a Space Force, blah 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 blah. The average American just goes on about their day. But we're telling them, well, why would he? Revelation 12. Damn it, man, these niggas always. That's how he looks at it. That's why he gonna come down with great wrath against the prophets.
Like Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
Now,
And the guy gets caught.
Then like kids.
It wasn't for, if I would have got away with it, it wasn't for you meddling Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah, we're always meddling in his business, and he's going to get mad to the point where he's going to literally bring it to our front door, kick in the front door, call you by your name. Oh, you thought you was going to talk shit? This nigga knows my name. Not my slave name either. He know my Hebrew name.
1 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verses 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God.
And really, that's what the whole Revelation 13 goes into, the image of the beast and the bowing to the image. This is him creating a new form of God through this system. That's why the scriptures speak about you're going to have to take a knee and overall take that chip to enter into that system, because you're going to have to bow. You're going to have to submit as if you were, how you would submit to God is how he's going to make people have to submit to enter into this system. That's how serious it is. Like the elder was saying earlier, that's why we out here to warn our people, to prepare your mind for this so you can see what the hell is going on. This is just not an update on your cell phone. It's not so, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, well, you know, I just, update on the system, so I just click, yes, I agree, and move on about your day. No, at the end of the day, you're going to have to bow and accept him as your God.
If I may say, see, that's what the whole thing with religion was about. Religion was pretty much a base layer of controlling the people through giving themselves spiritually over unto a certain faith to control them.
Yep.
He didn't have AI and these different, mechanics. Like Scripture says, during the time of the Tower of Babel, they always wanted everybody to be one people up under a one world government, but they needed an ideology. Esau always needed an ideology, or Scripture says a stronghold, to hold strong on the minds of the masses, But these people are starting to wake up to this religious bullshit, Christianity and Catholicism, because of the prophets.
Yeah, man.
So he's pushing this new ideology or left hand new religion, which it is a religion. The word religion means to hold or to bind.
Technology is
Your technology, yeah.
Go ahead.
You spoke about Esau's gonna push that market. Everybody like to bow to his image, right? This is the word convenience, which I go into this a lot. But the word convenience, that's how he's gonna push bound down to get that chip. Right? It says an agreement, conformity, resemblance, similarity.
I'll give you one convenience that he makes difficult. That's just like, God damn it, man. You know how a lot of people. You know why a lot of people gonna take the chip? Because they're tired of passwords.
Oh yeah.
It seems so simple, or like, how the hell people gonna sell their soul for password, bro? You know how every site you log into need a password, a login with an email, and then each one of them is different. You need one uppercase, a lowercase, special symbol, a number. Must be 8 letters. You know how hard it is. The average person is.
The average person probably got 30 of them right now.
That's what I'm saying.
It's fucking crazy.
So then I think about it. That's just one convenience that he can sell to the people. Hey, you don't even need swipe. You don't even need all you gotta do is just swipe your hand, and that'll prove you. Because nobody will have that password or that blockchain or numbers or that serial number, however you want to word it. That's why, like you said, Esau is going to trick the masses of the people in so many ways through convenience. All right.
It says state or condition of being suitable, adaptation to existing conditions. Let me go to the point. It says to come together, meet together, assemble, unite, join, combine, agree with, accord, suitable, or proper. Basically, he's going to use convenience to unite everybody. System board.
Yeah.
That's how it's going to happen.
And he's going to excite fear. Because he works in both.
Okay. So who does that? Esau is the one that he the one that sets the backdoor actions to disrupt the system. Yeah. And then, you can also buy this security or buy this software, or
that's how they gauge the doomsday clock. That's one of the, I think it's like 5 of them. Cyber security or something.
See?
And there's other
points that.
that he gauges how close he's going to do this doomsday clock.
See?
Cyber attacks, cyber terrorism, all that's on there.
You got the choice?
I That's cool. 2 Ezra 6:27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which hath been so long without fruit, shall be declared.
Yeah, because it's a pendulum. It's a shift. The society is built on wickedness, but everything is a cycle. I think when I forgot what elder was here, we were talking about. Me and him was talking about it here. I'll give you an example of something like tattoos, right? 20 years ago, everybody and their mama, that the world was shifted towards a place of getting it, versus the world is shifting towards a place of shunning it or anti it. Not even on a religious tip, just people as a whole are just, because life works in a cycle. But Esau thinks that he's going to continue to manipulate these cycles and he's going to use it to his benefit, versus no, this cycle is working against you. You're being exposed. You're the one that's bringing this corruption. Everything is pointing towards him as the head or the progenitor of corruption in America and around the world. That's why the nations are pointing fingers. You know?
And he does all these things through controlling mechanisms, like you said about manipulation and gaslighting. He's gotten far, but it's still certain holes in his endeavors, so to speak. There's still certain nations that's not submitting to him, that's attached to certain nations that he pretty much has a level of fear from. You know, opposing forces, direct opposing forces, they're not consenting to his ways, man. And then he has to deal with the inside. So really, he stretched the thing. That's why the scripture tells you in Isaiah that I will show you that you're a man and not the Most High.
Yeah.
Your chariots ain't nothing but flesh. You know, so it's all kind of breaches within the system. There's multiple breaches in the system. Man. He'll put this in your face. Like he's the omnipotent one.
Yep.
You know, it's all kind of stuff that shoots with his layout.
Yeah. That's the main thing that's going to show that he's not a God and he's not the Most High. Because you think the Heavenly Father's frustrated in the heavens? Like he's just ever, like the Heavenly Father is sitting on his throne and he reaches a point of, man, I'm just frustrated. I don't know what. No, man. That ain't happening. But you know Esau is somewhere on a rich mountain, somewhere in Europe, frustrated. He's looking, like you said, he's looking at the whole picture. He's got his bird's eye view and he's like, man, I got to deal with these. Like the elder just said, I'm dealing with this growing problem of Hebrews. That's a problem in itself. Then the regular people out here, they're waking up and wisening up to the fact that this devil, like we said, is revealed that he is the devil. All right, the Olympics, you know, the whole opening ceremony and all of that. It was to the point where people are realizing, like Elder Yashawamba was going into, that whole opening ceremony was basically showing you that France is a part of the beast system.
Yeah, that's right.
Which they are, they're part of the seven heads. Okay? But that's just another element to show you that anything part of Esau, specifically that beast system, is wickedness. All right? What would you think?
Of course, what it also shows too is that America is Greece in the reincarnation also. It shows you that. Because when you look at the metal chart, which I had a little funny joke about that yesterday. But when you look at the metal chart, Greece only got one medal. But Greece is the founder of the Olympics.
Yeah.
So how the hell the founders of the Olympics only got one medal, but America got 50 to 60? So they playing the role of Greece right now. That's how you know that that's another way that you can tell that America is Greece all over again because they got all these top athletes. You know, they're dealing with all those illicit sexual acts. You don't go to Greece to free ball. You come to America to free ball.
Yeah, you go to Greece to relax.
Yeah, you go to Santorini, Greece to relax. So you come to America to do all the stuff that you would do in ancient Greece. That's how you know that this is the beast. This is a part of the beast. You know, I just wanted to make that clear. You're dealing with the Olympics.
Where we at?
Second Thessalonians 2.
You got something? Go ahead.
Jeremiah 49:10 again. King James, it says, "But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places. He shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled."
Now hold on. Matter of fact, since that, go to Isaiah 60:1 real quick. We read it earlier, but we read something earlier as well, is the brightness of his coming. See, Esau is a shadow dweller. You know, he works his magic in the shadows. Yeah. You know, he's one of those he's a creeper. You know? But how do you know, he's like, a nocturnal, like, what is his, matter of fact, what's his animal of choice? The owl.
Yeah.
You know, the Illuminati and the owl, and what is what is so special about an owl? Its ability to be quiet. You know, I was watching a video of the owl where it was flying through one of them silent rooms, and it made no noise. Owls literally fly through the sky, you can't hear them. When they flap their wings, there's no noise.
That's really big.
And they can see in the dark.
And they can turn their head.
So that's the animal of Esau that he uses to speaking on himself. So he's a nocturnal type of beast. He deals with the night.
Yeah.
All right. But what does the Lord say he's gonna do? If you go to matter of fact, if you go to actually give Matthew 5 and a city that light. Yeah. And you go to Isaiah 60 and
Yeah, because really he operates two governments. You know, or two systems in one. That's why I said that he had like a horn like a lamb, but he spake like a dragon. Because the system that we live in, everybody's, is familiar with. That's the legal, this America, which is all kind of wickedness here on the forefront. But he does a lot of stuff on the back end. It's a lot of money that's allocated towards wickedness. Illegal. He's the head of those illegal industries, man.
Yeah.
He has the ability to turn some of them legal through like Monsanto, which really that should be illegal, but he uses legislation and policies. But it's still further than that. It's still certain stuff that, like the heads of these different bureaus and these institutions, really they do a lot of wickedness, man. They'll say that like they'll have a lot of these drug busts, and they'll say they found so and so metric tons. And they make it seem like they burning it, man. They putting all that stuff back on the
Put it right back in the streets.
Oh yeah, they put that thing in circulation.
Yeah, they
man.
back
What they call it? The CIA. They call them crooks in action.
Yeah. And they act like they burn it. They'll do like a video. And they act like they burn, all of the drugs, this and that. Then on the flip side, they can go get the little dope boy, man. Like, hey, man, I'm just gonna let you.
Yeah, that's where you get your big leeches. All of these your big dope boys ain't nothing but informants and work for the government anyway. That's what you said. Snowfall. Franklin Saint was an informant. He worked for the government. Bring up what you got.
This is Proverbs 4 and verses 16. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause something to fall.
You break it down, bro.
Yeah, like when they have these holidays in America, like July 4th, people like these fireworks, they get caught up in Christmas and Thanksgiving and whatnot. Esau, all right, behind closed doors, coming up with all types of legislation, are doing some dirt behind closed doors.
Now go to Isaiah 60 and 1.
All right. Isaiah 60 and 1. Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee.
That glory of the Lord is risen upon us. That light is what's shining on Esau's dark-ass system and exposing it. Like, in the old cartoons like Tom and Jerry or Bugs Bunny, they be in prison. They be trying to break out of prison. They had a spotlight. He be trying to avoid the spotlight.
Right.
Well, that's the scriptures. The Spirit of the Lord is that big spotlight that's just growing until what? The brightness of His coming. The Lord gonna come and He's gonna be fully exposed at that point. That's when the Lord gonna show that, nah, you ain't. That's what we read. That you're not a God, that you're a man. And you're a weak man at that. That's full exposure. All right?
Yeah, this devil, he always been working in the background, even going back to Amalek in the scriptures. When you read Psalms, was that 137? When it said, race it.
Yeah, man.
That was talking about Esau. Esau always wanted to further affliction. Go back to Haman the Agagite.
Yep.
He wanted to further the agenda of getting Jake eradicated, and Alexander the Great came straight through that line. But he had the same agenda. But he didn't kill Jake off like massive genocide, but he was looking to Hellenism was about fighting the
He was trying to beat us spiritually at that point.
trying to tear us down spiritually, because it was still, you had the Hasmoneans, still those houses that were still holding up, and this devil knew that. That's why when you read was that Judith, they said the Most High Spirit got to be separated from them because of their ministry.
That was it on Isaiah 60. Yeah, read it again.
Let's start from the top. Isaiah 60 and verse 1. Arise, shine.
That's what we're doing. All right. Go ahead.
For thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee.
Right, that light that has come is this understanding. See, before we had this understanding, we were just niggas and African Americans, Puerto Ricans, Mexicans and shit like that. So our attack towards this devil was that is such as your typical African American Negro man does. And we gotta vote our way out of this. We gotta educate ourselves, and that was our attack, our plan of attack. So the Lord gave us that light to show us, now this is how you attack your enemy. This is how you defeat your enemy. Matter of fact, I was gonna share with, but I didn't. Bro, if you go on YouTube and you type in breastfeeding tutorials, there's literally women making money off of YouTube pretending to breastfeed. I'm talking about pulling out titties the whole nine on YouTube, and my whole mind is like, But let a brother talk about some the benefits of cilantro. Talk about sea moss or something. Your page gonna get marked.
Right.
So that go to show you that that's why we go through what we go through. Esau's not attacking these bullshit ass podcasts because he doesn't care. He's trying to discourage this.
Podcast, they're not doing anything against the system. If anything, they're adding to it.
Yeah.
They do simple niggas think you on a level.
And you saw he's been doing that. When you go into midwives here in America, they started to call them witches.
Yes.
You know why? Because at that same time he was building up these hospitals and these different facilities, and they were trying to move everybody to. Because you really don't need these hospitals, man. You know, with this devil doing with those deliveries, every woman should know how to deliver a child. You know, that's why even in the ancient world we would have multiple women, because you would have certain women that would service other women in certain roles. When Sarah had you know, the children that she had, did she went to the goddamn hospital?
Right.
You know? Piedmont, Northside, you know, Grady,
Emory.
yeah, you know, get all kind of, you know,
IVs
and shit, you know. They didn't need that. They said even women, just a shot of liquor was enough to, you know, numb the pain, and they would have, what was the type of birth? Either water births, or they would actually have it upright instead of laying in the bed.
Chair.
Yeah, but this devil make you lay in the bed so he can give you a C-section, and they make it a lot of money off of splitting these women's stomachs open. So they had to create a whole thing, propaganda, to say, all right, these women are actually witches, and they was killing them, you know, to actually get their enterprises afloat. And they did that with a lot of these different institutions. You look at how they actually started marketing breakfast, how they started marketing just any type of, you know, how they had to get themselves in these advertisements. A lot of those advertisements, that shit really demonic, man.
Yeah, because even with the food advertisement, it don't even be food. It be like paint.
Yeah. Or it be fake, yeah.
Yeah, it be paint.
Images.
Yeah.
Dyes and
Dye. Yeah, it's not even the real food.
like we were saying, I got you to it like we were saying with cereal. You know, cereal, the word cereal goes to that actually goes back to, I want to say, Rome or Greek. It's the god of grain. The god of grain is cereal. So even like you said, cereal in itself is idolatry.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
What you gotta use to get a precept?
Psalm 64:2 says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity.
Yeah, and that's what this is. See, the Lord shined his light on us, you know, gave us the spirit to be able to what? Reveal this devil of his secret counsels. See, this devil has been having secret counsels about us for the last 200, 300, 400 years, if not further back. All right? But here we are. That's why you can't come into this thing with pride, man. Bro, we are way behind enemy lines and we're late to the fight, man. All right? I mean, we're not, you know, everything's on the time of the Lord, but you got to see it from your own position. You know, we're waking up to this devil and being exposed to it. Some of us in our 30s, 40s. You know, if you thinking that you're just going to one day rise up with enough mental strength, physical strength, knowledge, whatever the hell you think it is, to take this devil down. This devil has been having secret councils for centuries.
Right.
The Illuminati was started in 1776.
Yep.
So the starters of the Illuminati was legitimately, they were beating our great-great-great-grandmother's ass. We weren't even really a thought yet. Getting our ass beat in the spirit. All right, keep going. Is that it on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they compounded from that, man. That's how they have these multi-billion-dollar branches. A lot of these institutions, of course, started from slavery, and they did a lot of legal things like interest rates.
Right.
You know, the fact that they actually created interest rates, they have accrued so much money that is really stolen.
Yes.
You know, through debt, and you got to pass down all this compounded debt, generation to generation. We ain't supposed to be as broke as we is.
Yo, you know, farmers, black farmers just got rewarded like $2 billion stolen. But you got to think, if Esau is selling out, that means he's willing to give you two. In reality, it's more like trillions. All right? He's, like you said, but that's part of this, and I'm about to step down, man, through the spirit, that's what revealing it is. And we're not trying to reveal this devil to everybody. Who cares?
Right.
The mass majority is not going to accept the fact that the so-called white man is the devil. And that's fine.
As soon as Esau drops a stimmy, these niggas will forget about it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Still dunking, man.
That's why I even want Trump back in.
Right, yeah.
Hey, well, if he gonna drop a stimmy, put his ass back in. I mean, that's all we gonna get from the presidency, because we looking for the end of the world.
Right.
But if we can catch a stimmy on the way out, why not? That's how I look at it.
Hey, what happened when we left Egypt? You know?
Oh yeah.
Some of them Jews, that was like a stimmy. Ancient world stimmy. All right. But what we at? Any better on that? Or that was it?
Psalms chapter 10, verse 4 says, the wicked, through the pride of his countenance, which Esau is the
Oh, okay.
and what did it say? More stout than the rest of them. Look at that proud ass look on him, right? It says, will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not all his thoughts. Oh, yeah. This man, like the elder was saying, this guy really thinks he's on that level. And he's going to try to show us. He's going to continue to try to show us. But at the end of the day, he's going to be destroyed. His ass is going into slavery.
And even following the ways of the Most High, that's a direct threat unto his kingdom. Because if he wants to follow the ways of the Most High, that means he has to follow the 613. He has to switch all this shit up. That means you got to destroy all the idols. You have to actually pay people rightly. You got Jubilee. You know, you got to release these individuals from the debt. The scripture says, remove not thy neighbor's landmark. You got to give the Gadites, because I'm trying to cleaning up this thing that way, man. He was losing trillions of dollars.
The law says that was it Esau and Moab shall not enter into the congregation of the Lord? 10th generation. So technically he's speaking, for him to keep the laws, he's legitimately got to put himself, he's got to destroy all of this shit and put himself in last place. You know Esau ain't about to do that. Yeah, he ain't about to do that shit. All right? And so I'm going to step down. That next brother burden. I'm going to step aside.
Yeah, so
Let's step to the side.
continue in the spirit. Going into basically the downfall of Esau, man. How Esau is being exposed is basically, that's a sign of him losing his power. Esau operates that secrecy and behind the scenes. That's how he's been able to basically, get by for this long, man. So now we're in a time where he's falling. That's why I want on Isaiah 32, 5 of people. Losing that image, losing that status in the earth, man. That's a sign of his end.
It's Isaiah 32 and 5. The vile person shall be no more called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful.
Yeah, vile person shall be no more called liberal, which vile is self-explanatory. But it says that should no more be called liberal. If you're going to that word liberal, it means noble. Esau looked at it as noble. That is, I think another definition is princely. Looked at it as this great guy, but he's really vile. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, that the image of Brandon. He's being exposed, man. And it said, nor the churl should be bountiful. Which basically, in so many words, the churl is basically a POS. Yeah. It means scoundrel. Scoundrel. All right. I want to bring out a quick definition. Yeah. Or add them online for the word noble. Because that's like what the elder said, the word liberal goes into being noble. Now it says illustrious, distinguished, of high rank or birth, noble bearing or birth, well-known, famous, renowned, and excellent. Esau is not high rank at birth. Scripture represents the basis of the nations. But really, when you go into that, you can equate Esau into that, but really, when you go into it, it was going into the Egypt. Because it was said that to Moses, I will anger thee of a base nation. That was going to the Egyptians. But Esau, he takes on that same spirit. He's at the bottom of the barrel when it comes down to the nations. He's the sons of Satan. So he's not no fucking liberal. The real true spiritual liberals are the elect of Israelites. That's who the liberals are. Esau is just a vile man. I think it's more than that, right?
Yeah. Verse 6, it says, for the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity, to practice hypocrisy, and to utter against the Lord, to make empty the soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail.
Right. That's pretty much Esau's whole MO. Is to keep Jake like a scripture that says, I think it's Psalm 62. It said, how's it work? Basically, the wicked seek out to cast us down from our excellency. Excellency means our perfection. We saw a whole motive, basically keep jiggling to the truth. Yeah, lies, put propaganda on them, keep them in darkness, like Buzz going to earlier. You saw keep us docile. So he puts things out there to work against the betterment of Jake, basically. Yeah.
You know, the same thing with prisoners.
Yeah.
Food. A lot of that food has chemicals in it to kill your testosterone. And they say that the prisoners have too much testosterone and the water. That prisoners, that was the whole thing with fluoride. But if they have so much in them, they'll get more irate. They'll start, critically thinking and things of that nature.
Yep.
So fluoridation of the water and certain chemicals within the food puts people at a certain low frequency, so they're easily manageable.
I was gonna say, if I may, the biggest thing with like everybody knows that Americans are dealing with low T levels.
Yeah.
But one of the big side effects or the pros of having your T levels on point is you have a certain level of focus. A man with high T has a high level of focus. That's why these men out here, they get discouraged as quick as something comes. Oh, I can't do this shit.
Yeah.
They don't have that fortitude or that focus that this is what I'm doing. Yeah, they indecisive, they weak. That's why there's so many different things that come from sea levels being low. That's why, like you said, Esau makes sure to keep our food, this water. We drink this water and there's birth control in it. These women pee and all the birth controls that they take, that gets in the system. So you can't filter that out of the water. So that's throwing your hormones off.
Let me see. Verse 7. It says, the instruments also of the churl are evil. He devises wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words. Even
MOTB. The instruments of the churl are what? Are evil. He's the evil seed that came out of Isaac.
That's right.
Okay? It was Esau. That's why it's always good to go into the antiquity of the so-called white man, because that information is really unbeknownst to the vast majority of the people. So we have to constantly revisit his inception. We got to go into the diabolical nature that came behind the so-called white man, and really, to even dig a little deeper, you really got to go into Cain. Matter of fact, hey, let's get into it. Because this is all a part of the expose. This is a major expose. You know how you do like a project, you got like the three sides on the board. You got to give the breakdown to the whole topic, the title. Well, this is Esau. This is Esau's what they call them boards. Them boards you open up.
No, it's a board. It's
the
a
poster board that you open it up. You
sit it on the table.
Yeah, you sit on the
fair
table.
type of board.
This is what we doing to Esau in the spirit. The topic is Jacob versus Esau. We break it down Jacob, we break it down Esau, and then we giving the whole plot in the middle. So you gotta expose this goddamn devil. It's like what the elder said mentioned earlier about gaslight. He the king of fucking gaslight. He come up here, he'll say, well, that's bigotry, that's racism. Usually, well, what happened to karma?
Right.
Hey, don't y'all always speak about karma? Yeah, you reap what you sowed. This is you reaping what you sown.
Right.
You getting it put back in your fucking face. So don't come out here to gaslight us because we expose your whole demonic operation. To be honest, it's gonna get deeper.
I got something. Yeah, go ahead, bro. Quick one. This is Isaiah 25:7. It says, and he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people.
Yeah, it says the face. Notice that. Now the key words in there is this mountain. What does the mountain represent? A government. So the Lord said he's going to destroy the face of this government, which is who? The so-called white man. That's how you read it with context. You got to get every word up off of that bone, man. You know how if you're hungry and you got that piece of chicken, and then you turn that motherfucker around just to make sure that everything is accounted for? Because you're hungry. You're looking at the back of the bone, you're turning that motherfucker just to make sure I ain't leave no pieces of meat. That's how you got to do with Esau, and that's how you got to break down the scripture. So the face, the mountain in the face, who is the face of this government, man? The so-called white man. Right. Esau, Edom. And we ain't pivoting off of that point, man. That's been the point since our elders and apostles came on the scene, and that's still the point now.
That's right, that's
The
right,
so-called
that's right.
white man got to go into slavery.
That's right.
Okay? Read it from the top off the shot.
This is Isaiah 25:7, and he will destroy in this mountain
Yep.
the face of the covering cast over all people.
Which is that darkness, like what the brother was going into in his sermon. Okay? The Esau pretty much blinded the masses of the people with his deception. Okay? Lying all over the TV, lying in your curriculum books. Okay?
Yeah. Schools, education system.
Whoever McGraw-Hill is, man, that's a demon. McGraw-Hill, man.
Pretty sure he's
I would, this motherfucker just big ass lies.
probably one of the cousins of the Rothschild.
Yeah, nigga making you sign in front of the book. You know, Esau used him because really, when you go into the public school system, hey, somebody real quick Google.
There we go.
When somebody Google real quick, the founder of the public school system. Let's go into it because you're going to see that this is all a part of Esau's enterprise. To go back to the Rothschilds,
Oh,
man.
and even going to the public schools, I think it started in Greece because I think they was trying to institute it with Austria. It was something with the Austrians. They were looking to indoctrinate them, and they had to kind of go back and forth. That was like one of the main nations they were trying to indoctrinate that public school information. But it's a form of war. Really, Esau's education is a form of warfare. You know, to put that and impose that amongst the mass of people, and your children have to come to this facility to learn our doctrines and our teachings. That really warps the minds of kids after so many generations. Yeah.
That's part of Esau's sword. That's why I said that's what destroy the poor, lying birds. Birds, that's part of his sword. He doesn't lie.
Can I read a quick one? You don't mind? This is Psalms 58:4, and it says, "Their poison is as like the poison of a serpent, and they are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ears."
The poison, a part of Esau's poison through his system that he implemented was the public school system. See, we got to go into the public school system and break that down because that really pushed a large amount of deception upon the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. That's really how you learned you were black. That's really how you learned you were a Negro. Because you remember you had that whole African section in that McGraw-Hill textbook, which was probably a paragraph, maybe two, if you got a good one, but you don't get a chapter. Your chapter was in the white man's chapter. You had a paragraph in the white man's chapter, okay? So he didn't tell you much. He told you because it went from a Negro to an Afro-American to an African-American to a black, okay? So you ain't getting much. Let's go ahead and break this down too. You didn't eat a lot off that bone. Esau told you what he wanted to tell you, and then when you flip the page, they talking about goddamn Christopher Columbus. You go to China section, they got whole chapters, but when it came down to the so-called Negroes chapter, you had your information was within another country's chapter. They go to show you the important role that the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans played in this earth. Now, going back to the covering that was cast and the poison that's like the deaf adder. An adder is a snake, a fucking serpent. So everything that you get out the public school system is poison, man. Except for basic math and your ABCs, which even we go deeper into that, we can find poison in that. Big Bird giving you the ABC.
It's not our language.
Right, it ain't our language, right? So when you go into the public school system, right, it was founded by an individual named Horace Mann. He was called the father of common school. He was basically just, trying to educate, white people. John D. Rockefeller wanted to incorporate a higher level of learning for poor people. So he introduced what's called the vocational system.
So you had a vocation wing of your school. Some schools had a whole high school had a vocation side.
Yep. So what he did was he invested into the public school system, and you already know when you invest in something, you gain a profit, and you reinvest. Eventually, you're gonna take ownership of that company, because you're pretty much gonna invest more into the company than the founder. So then when the stakes is pretty much yours, it becomes your.
Yeah, you don't have voting rights anymore.
Yeah, it's pretty much yours. You're like, look, I pretty much can put more in this company than you. Let me buy you out. You know, so he basically bought out the founder. Now this was his mission. It says when John D. Rockefeller, which we know that the Rockefellers are part of the Illuminated ones. So how in the fuck is they imprint on every major influential industry in the fucking world?
David Rockefeller, or John Rockefeller, I believe, was one of the Rockefellers was over the medical field, going from holistic to what we have today.
I believe it was him too, John D. I believe it
Yeah.
was John D. Rockefeller.
Big devil.
It's a devil, right? Now it says when John Rockefeller put up $1 million to create the General Education Board, his mission was to improve public education in the southern states. No, it wasn't. That wasn't his mission. His mission, because you remember, this is during the time of the Civil War. So his mission was to amalgamate the South and the North under one educational banner, which is why every public school system has to do a Pledge of Allegiance. Okay? This is all the curriculum that the Rockefellers put into the public school system. So that's why before the school starts, they got to have a book. They got to go through the curriculum. This is what you're going to teach. We're not going to teach financial literacy. We ain't going to teach banking. We're not going to teach health and all these different.
Gardening.
We're going to teach you the basically bullshit packaged up in a Hallmark box. We don't use none of the shit.
And
Okay?
you know, like what Esau does as well with that information is he presents it to us in such a slow, dumbed down, boring way to make it where you're not interested in it.
Yep.
There's certain subject matters I'm pretty sure you brothers can say true. And you'll go back, I remember being taught this. And you'll be like, they didn't teach it like this.
Yeah.
You know, certain individuals, certain psychology, they don't teach, they teach it in a very like low vibrational way to make you not be interested in
Yeah,
it.
when you look at like Chinese math, and it's another type of math, how they actually deal with the layout calculations is a lot quicker.
Yeah.
To get to the point.
Yeah.
Esau, like you said, he really puts a lot of witchcraft in it on how he teaches us and how he aligns it, because they waste your time. Everybody knows time is money.
Yeah.
So you can actually suck all the time out of the message and keep them in that dumbed down version of themselves, and then put you. Now you got to learn certain good stuff in college. You could have really taught a lot of that college stuff in throughout school, but she wants you to actually fall into that debt.
Yeah.
Now you got to go through all these years of college. It's really gonna put you deeper in the hole.
It should be free, but that's whole different conversation.
Yep. And it says in many places, rural towns, black districts, public high schools didn't even exist, and where they did, they were usually inadequate. So his aim was to target the disenfranchised areas and teach them the curriculum of deception. So that's how you know that that's the covering that was cast over all the people. Okay? Now if somebody could, let me get 1 Corinthians 3 and 19. Bible Kashaf. 1 Corinthians 3 and 19.
If I can add this real quick too, before you
Yeah.
read that. Brothers, y'all school ever had y'all read the diaries of Anne Frank growing up? The Jewish girl writing diaries. Notice how that was, like, why did they teach that?
Yeah.
It's like, it's almost like they kind of pre-programming us to kind of feel a certain way about the, about the Holocaust.
Bro, I watched,
like, that was already part of the,
I watched a documentary on the
I was
Holocaust.
looking it up. Like, yeah.
I remember they showed a documentary of Holocaust to us, but we couldn't have been, we were 11, 12 years old. That shit kind of, it messed with your head, the idea that, like, wait a minute, people get killed and
Yeah.
because they don't want you to be, they can attack you at the youth.
Yeah, they make you watch Schindler's List. Yep. Yeah. Well, bring that out, bro. About this out.
You said 3 and
1 Corinthians 3 and 19. Yep.
this 1 Corinthians 3 and 19.
Yep.
It says, for the wisdom of this world is foolishness with Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
So the Lord don't care nothing about your degree. The Lord don't care about how many grade levels you accomplished in the public school system. The Lord don't care if you're a college graduate. Okay? The Lord will give more respect to a middle school dropout that's in the truth than a fucking college graduate with a master's that's successful in life. It's foolishness with Yahweh Bashem Shah. Because when it comes down to the fine print of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, mass majorities of the people that got these degrees can't even go toe-to-toe with us, man.
That's right, that's right.
Only thing they do is regurgitate the so-called white man's curriculum. They make themselves sound smart, but what does it say? It's foolish with the Most High. Okay? Go ahead, bro.
Yes, sir. For it is written, he taketh the wise in their own counsel.
He take
wise craftiness.
Yep, he take the wise in their own craftiness. Now, who was described as being crafty? Somebody get Psalms, the 83rd chapter. He take the wise in their own craft. So, hey, we didn't have the conversation with the cat that was the professor at Georgia Tech. We was at the camp over there. You know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Shai, you know, we got on his case. And he said, hey, y'all know what y'all talking about. A couple years ago, we was teaching over there where the Elder Albert's camp is at, man. Hey, he had the Georgia Tech shirt on. He said he was a theological professor over at Georgia Tech. He wanted to know what we was doing. He was going into the Bible. When we started to break down, we went into Hellenization and that whole thing. He was like, hey, yeah, you guys know what y'all talking about. So that's how he's using the wisdom of the scriptures to confound the wisdom of the wise. So don't be intimidated at these people out here because they have degrees. Really, when you go into the word degree, somebody look up the word degree and add them online. Now, they're not going to tell you this, but if you break it down, you will see what the word degree really means. Somebody get that real quick, and then we're going to go back to that scripture. But this world is a piece of shit, so you're not going to find no jewels, okay? Now, you better off getting a trade, learning some type of talent or skill, and then applying that. You better off doing that than to actually use Esau's curriculum to navigate through life. You're going to be in fucking debt.
Right.
Somebody get that word for me, Baba Kachak.
Degree.
The word degree,
Yeah, we got it.
in the etymology online, degree, the parenthesis noun, century 1200, a step, a stair, also a position in a hierarchy, in a stage of progress.
Progress, right? Go ahead.
A single movement toward an end from Old French degree, 12th century, a step of a stair, pace, degree of relationship.
So it says a step, right? Or to go forward. That's gress, okay? When you hear gree, that word means gress. Gress means to walk, like progress. Progress means to move forward or to walk forward.
Right.
So degree, D, means back, and gress means to walk. So basically, you walking backwards. The higher you go in Esau's system, the lower you go in the Lord's eyes.
33rd degree Masons.
Yep. So the higher you are, the higher you are on the left hand side, the lower you are on the right hand side.
You get close to the darkness.
Yep.
You know, those top tier scientists and those top tier business individuals, they really are high level warlocks. To be honest, the type of information and stuff that they actually get exposed to, that's why a lot of them are bugged out on. They do a lot of drugs. You know, they don't show you that side. A lot of them are you know, they have illicit drug use.
Yeah.
They really do a lot of stuff on the left hand side, putting some stuff together that's not supposed to be mixed together. That's what the word confusion means, to mix. When you take a certain particles and it's not supposed to be infused, and it creates a combustion or creates something that really ain't supposed to, and then they'll figure a way to encapsulate it and then harvest it. They possess the demons, man. And they'll use it like a lot of these a lot of poison. You know, really that's confusion. It's mixing of chemicals, you know, that actually has a negative negative response, and they can use it to inject, or like you got Agent Orange to spray a mist.
Yep.
But those scientists that's actually creating it, they get paid top dollar for this stuff.
Yeah. But guess what? They're doing it on the left hand side. Somebody can hold that scripture in the pocket. The knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. Baba Kashak?
It's just more.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
This is from Latin, the greatest, a step from Latin, D means down.
Yep, see? Go ahead.
Greatest, a step climb.
So it's a downgrade.
A
Degree means downgrade. Downgrade steps. That's why when you go in school, you got grades. Grades is the next step. You get kept back. You get kept on that same step, or the same level.
Yeah, if I may say, that's why, you know, my mom was an educator. So like when you deal with the school system, and we all know, we've been there, the kids, they judge kids a different way. You're young and silly. You think it's about ABCs. But what they're looking at is, nah, he's got a level of rebellion to him. And then they try to break the kids with rebellion, that have a rebellious nature, when in reality those are the rebellion ones that are really the ones with the spirit. So they he's got learning issues.
Right.
They're trying to degrade them, but in reality, they're trying to break what you have as a positive, because they want to digress you. They want to digress you.
Break your creativity.
And that's why the wisdom of this world is foolishness, because really it's not wisdom. They just covering your eyes from the truth. It's not, it ain't the truth. They just covering your eyes with bullshit. That's the covering cast over all people that we peeling back the veil from. Now, like I said, we got brothers that might come into the truth and might be in school, you know, or you know, might, you know, pick up a course, online course in college, you know, get some type of, look, handle your business. Because Esau creates the system, so you have to get his paperwork in order to thrive. But the key ingredient to life is the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the scripture.
Right.
You can't use that as leverage over the spirit. You have no leverage over the spirit if you ain't really in this. And it's truth. Nobody give a fuck about no diplomas or no degrees, man. When it comes down to the Holy Spirit. All right? The Holy Spirit don't deal with people with degrees. The Holy Spirit deals with the elect. So that's what it boils down to, man. Now, handling your business, like I said, you know, we ain't no player haters. You know, if you got to do what you got to do what you got to do. But at the same time, it holds no merit in the spirit. It's just for your own personal livelihood. Okay? But we don't deal with that entitled college prick.
Right.
The Holy Spirit don't deal with that crap, man.
Yeah.
Okay? So, because it really, like I said, to be honest, the higher you go on the totem pole, really, the more wicked you get. That's why the black woman's so goddamn wicked.
Yeah.
Okay? Because she got all these goddamn degrees sitting on the shelf, and she thinks she know everything. She can't find a partner. When in all actuality, she probably didn't have a good man in her face, but because he didn't meet her criteria, he didn't have the paperwork, so she looked at him like, oh, he's not on my level. I can't make more than my man. So now Esau then basically downgraded you and made you take a step away from reality, which reality is a man is supposed to be with a woman.
Right.
But because you got paperwork, you seeing it in an unnatural, unrealistic way. The good college graduates that's men, oh, they get snatched up. You ain't gonna have no 40, 35, 30 college graduate out here just, no. That's prime real estate for a man. So you women that get to that level, you ain't gonna go find your partner.
Polarities, it's the opposite.
It's the opposite.
One works for one, though.
It don't work like that.
Nope.
So you can't use, but that's what Esau does. He uses his school system to cover reality.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, man.
This man's mind is deep. You say you have something?
This is going back to the Rockefeller, this is an article that I found. Listen to this. It says, the Board of Education became the vehicle through which Rockefeller injected his narrative into the masses. He propagated the notion that education equaled freedom, conditioning generations to believe that a degree was the better ticket to life.
Which if I may say, that is the complete opposite, because prior to the education or the Board of Education, Department of Education being created, that was when people had sovereignty. For instance, my grandfather, with my uncle, his son got to like the 5th grade. Now my grandfather was a farmer, so he was like, man, you reached the 5th grade, pulled him out of school, like, man, you gonna work with me. That's true sovereignty. Like when you can say to your son, you don't even need this, just come with me. I don't give a damn how much money you have. Tell the system that I don't need you teaching on any level. I got it. You're gonna be called a terrible parent.
And that's not freedom. You know, you're not. It ain't because he said he wanted to implement freedom through education. No, you implemented prison.
That's
education through the educational system. Why, if it equals freedom, then why is it mandatory for your child to go to school?
They take it from you.
Go ahead, bro.
It says, in truth, Rockefeller was churning out a workforce of compliant, unquestioning individuals perfectly suited for his industrial machine.
He was churning a factory of souls to put into the workforce because he knew that mass majorities of the people wasn't gonna go through the steps.
Yeah.
You know, niggas was gonna drop out, motherfuckers was gonna get tired, motherfuckers was gonna fail,
Girl get pregnant.
or just simply life just gonna happen and they not gonna even be have the time afforded to go through the proper stages to get this type of education. So what that does is it leads them right into the workforce. And ultimately, that's what they were training people to do. You learn more how to be a goddamn worker in the public school system than you learn how to be a boss. When you're in elementary school, you have a little day where they bring the dumpster truck, cops, ambulance.
Career day.
Yeah, you have career day and they have worker careers. They don't have the GM from fucking Kellogg's coming to visit you niggas.
Yeah, the CEO of Disney.
Yeah, you know the the CEO of fucking Post Cereal or some some chief executive of office.
GE of the highways.
They don't have them come visit the school.
They gonna bring the military.
They have some nigga who probably got 50 cents, in the ashtray in the dump truck. Pull up at the school, they probably got $48.
They drink more liquor at home.
Right, nigga forgot to empty out the back, but I gotta get to the school, bro. You know, this gonna be a nigga like that you're gonna have to deal with. He gonna get out mad, disgruntled, just put his Newport out.
Light a cigarette up before you go in the building.
Right, yeah, just jumped out the car, glutes loose. That's what come visit the kids.
Yikes.
Not no prestigious Fortune 500. And guess what? You don't think that they can do that?
Oh yeah.
Those rich Edomites that sit on those high levels, they got all the time in the world, man.
Yeah.
You don't think that they could go around and visit the public school systems and teach people how to be entrepreneurs or teach them how to be executives? That was never the agenda of the elite. It was to create farm ants.
Worker bees.
Oh,
Right.
Hey, it goes in. It says, "You've unknowingly become a product of a system designed to stifle your free will."
Look at us. I'm still trying to shred the layers of the public school system.
Come on, man.
Yep.
You know?
It's a blessing to get out of it.
Yeah, niggas just know how to work.
Yep.
You know? Which, of course, Deuteronomy 28 comes into play also. But even prior to the public school system, Jake was a boss.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Jake
yeah.
wasn't amalgamating their families into workers. They was teaching them how to get their own money.
It's real.
You know, they wasn't teaching them. When Jake was free, they wasn't. All the Jakes wasn't going around telling them to apply. You know, they was teaching them how to make their own money, man. Like I said, farming.
That's where Esau set up his tares. That's where you get your W.E. Du Bois.
Yeah, not Theodore Roosevelt. What's that? Thurgood Marshall.
Thurgood Marshall, Booker T.
Frederick
Carver.
Frederick Douglass is a bona fide terror.
Yeah, they were setting those up. And when you go into what they were teaching Jake, they were teaching Jake that it was better to do exactly what you're saying.
Yep.
To be educated and work in certain types of jobs versus, like you said, at that time, man, Jake ain't had no choice but to basically boss up.
Yeah, because the workforce, there was no industrial workforce.
Right.
Everything was agricultural. That's why you got what's called the fourth industrial revolution. All right, the industrial revolution. The word industrial just means work. Right.
Exactly.
So when you got the four industries, the first industry of the four is agriculture. You know, when America was founded, the work that people was that's why slavery was big business.
Yeah.
Because it was just land.
Yeah.
That land had to be worked. Okay, so that's the first industrial revolution, agriculture. That's why farming was extremely profitable
Slaves.
during the time of slavery. But then it transitioned when the Union was founded in the North and they had the Civil War. It transitioned from the first industrial revolution to the second industrial revolution, which was what? Factories.
Electricity came into play.
Yep, electricity, factories, okay, cars. Everybody was trying to work at the plants. Everybody was getting money off the plants.
That's why the nucleus, the Esau was big on the nucleus family of a man, a woman, and children.
Yep.
The man worked, and then the woman stayed at home with the children. But he don't need that shit no more. The fourth, like what the elders going into, the fourth industrial revolution. The fourth industrial revolution does not need a husband and wife and children to succeed in.
No,
That's why
it doesn't.
that's why everything is falling apart, family.
Yeah, and then think about it. Really, to be honest, a lot of the second industrial revolution, meaning the manufacturing companies, they were really profitable because Esau was going into the next phase of his industrial revolution, which is what? The internet.
Yeah.
Computer science. That's when you started to see about Microsoft. Now you got, everywhere you look, everything is what? It's tech. But the second industrial revolution helped build the third industrial revolution. That's why you got all these cities. Okay? All these major cities came out of the second industrial revolution. That's why you had, how many niggas you know work at a steel plant?
Today or
Just now. It wasn't how it was back in the day. No. Every majority, you go through the Midwest, majority of them factories that people was making money with back in the 40s and 50s and the 30s, them motherfuckers is closed down, bro.
Right.
Excuse my language. Them joints is closed. Detroit went through a crisis when GM shut down, man. Cleveland, Indiana. Hey, bro, the whole Midwest was like, that was like the center of the industrial revolution.
Pennsylvania with the metal factories.
And guess what? You go to those cities, you're gonna see old, broke down factories. Why is that? Because the necessity to mass produce the hardware ain't there no more. So then they transitioned over to the third industrial revolution, was
computers and internet,
computer technology. Now everything has transitioned into tech. So we living in a time where you got your phone, you got internet, you got digital identification, scans, you got everything has become computerized, which is going to lead into what? The fourth industrial revolution, which is the MOTV, facial recognition and artificial intelligence. So you got to see how Esau was using these different eras of his rulership to deceive you. So he tried to amalgamate you into the workforce through the public school system to push his agenda. That's what he did. He wanted to create workers. Okay? Why you think he got your ass in college now? You're learning computer software and all. You niggas ain't going to college to be no skilled worker. Niggas is going to college to be some type of tech software, cybersecurity, IT. Because why? Because when they introduce the new system, you're going to need people that's going to have the knowledge to secure those systems. So that's why I said we ain't no player headed. We just, if you want to get into cybersecurity, get into it because you could, but at the same time, it holds no merit over the Holy Spirit.
Just to add too, with the farming and then hit the factory, but the farming, those tractors and the stuff that they farm these lands with, is all automated. It's automated. They don't even need these workers anymore. Then the factories, what they was doing, because I used to transport robots and they would present them to these millionaires to load these what they call the pallets onto these in these factories or warehouses. They don't even need the regular man with a forklift.
All them Hellcats you see riding up and down through the city. Ain't no nigga on no drill screwing them screws in there. The robot put that Hellcat together, man. And it's way less cost efficient. Go ahead.
It's Job 20 and 15. He hath swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again. The Most High shall cast them out of his belly. He shall suck the poison of asps, and viper's tongue shall slay him.
So everything that you see Esau got, he got it off of ill-gotten gains. Through the first industrial revolution, that was free slave labor. Everything was free. So that's ill-gotten gains. The amount of money that Esau made, I believe they said that he has like white people over black people have like a $250 trillion or $300 trillion gap of wealth. But he gained majority of that through slavery. You know how much that motherfucker came up?
His inheritances and that shit getting passed down.
Man, bro, he came up. Okay. Yep.
Where's more, but you can get
real quick.
Okay.
This is James 5 and 4. And it says, behold, the hire of the laborers which have reaped down your fields.
Reaped down our fields. That's what Esau did. He reaped down our fields. Go ahead.
Which is of you kept back by fraud,
By what?
By fraud.
By fraud, man. This is a fraudulent ruler. He's not providing things honest in the sight of all men. He's providing fraud and deception. So, you know, and that's why, it's karma to hear that an old white man is a victim of an identity theft. I crack a beer. Okay, hey, that sounds like a personal problem to me. Because how much fraud did he get to even get his account to that height anyway? So they getting karma, they reaping it. They reaping what they reap. Okay? They could have hooked Jake up, man. They didn't have to have Jake in that type of rigorous slavery that they had Jake in. They could have hooked Jake up and still had an advantage over Jake.
Yeah.
But guess what they did, man? It was straight free labor for over 250 years.
Yep.
And they came up.
I'm sorry, I was
No,
getting ready to say
no,
they
no.
insulted Jake with that whole 40 acres and a mule.
Yeah.
And Jake never even fucking got it.
And reparations. Then they came out recently talking about they getting ready to give all black residents of California how much, like $1 million a day, something like that. Their ancestry. Well, where did that go, Kamala?
Right. You know, even that, like the Elder Barzal was saying earlier, anything that Esau does is wicked. Because ever since this, you notice how more split our people are? Our people are way more split because of this reparations on. That whole FBA bullshit is all in response to proving who they are as far as Americans to get It's not about history, it's about nigga.
They more divided than ever.
We are more divided behind this reparation
That's
talk.
right.
You know how crazy that is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's supposed to be used to restore us, but it's divided. See? This is all the tech that, hey, but like, read that scripture again about Bushal.
Yes, sir. This is James 5:4, and it says, "Behold, the hire of the laborers, which have reaped down your fields, which is of you, kept back by fraud."
Yep. Man, yeah, he didn't give us our just due. So every so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American should have a plight with the so-called white man. It might not be to the degree of ours, but you're still supposed to have some type of, man, that's some bullshit, man.
Right.
What if your ancestors could see some of you niggas walking around here prancing around with the white man after what they did to your lineage?
Right.
To you so-called Hispanics and Native Americans, so they're prancing around with the so-called white man talking about unity and brotherly love. But if you go back about 8 to 9 to 10 generations, would your ancestors approve of you doing this shit in this day?
I was gonna say too, even this devil, you remember back in the day, he would show a lot of them African commercials, and then he would make you donate. Master people would been giving a lot of those donations out. They don't necessarily go to those African countries.
No.
You gave that donation out there, little baby son got better, man. All that fluid, that built up fluid. Hey, they basically use the Canaanite that you can identify with and feel sorry for. And then you sit up there, send them 50 cents. Get the number. You know, the old black one. Get that number and we're gonna send it. We're gonna make it. And then, man, some white man that came up and left Africa to Turkey. Little baby still over there, flies all over him, stomach that blew up. Yeah. They probably, as soon as they got the bag, man, they probably dropped the campaign in the village and got the hell on, man.
They probably left them all them same them Gadite blankets over there.
Right.
Here. This is what they bought for you.
Yep. And then went and lived somewhere high off the hall. All right, go ahead, bro.
Sir. And it says, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth.
Yeah, so the Lord hear us. And that word Sabaoth, it goes into the Lord of armies. All right. The word Sabaoth in the Hebrew is Tazabawat. Armies. Lord of Sabbath. Sabbath. Yep. Okay. So that hey, we crying out to the Lord because, hey man, bro, what is a life to live when you broke all the time?
Right.
It's not life, bro. We wasn't put here and to live a life to be fucking broke, man. That's really one of our major curses, man. Is not having a sufficient. He's financially well off. He looks like a decent nation.
A good father.
He looks like a good father, or his children, they look like good kids.
Yeah.
You know, his house, everything looks in order. So it goes to show you how much financial stability changes the makeup of a nation. That's why that was one of his major tactics, was to do what? To disenfranchise us, man.
That's right.
Make us poor.
Yep.
Because when you're poor, you fit into a narrative of being of whatever they want you to fit in. Okay, you could be a brute, a faggot, you could be whatever, because you're broke. But if we had financial strength and financial stability, we wouldn't look how we look. We wouldn't be the nation of people how we are. So the Lord took our prestige away from us by attacking our financial stability. So I'm tired of being fucking broke. All brothers should be tired. Right. Even if you do make 70, 80, 100,000 a year, still 150, you still ain't on the level yet. And that's no disrespect to brothers that put their hard work into what they do. But we are the princes of the power. And another form of being a prince of the power is having financial stability. Yeah. Abraham was rich. Go ahead, bro.
Real quick on wow. Ecclesiastes 7:12. How do you say that? Yep. It says for wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense.
Right. And really, to be honest, if we had money on a certain level, we wouldn't have the amount of faith that we have in Yahweh Bashim Shai. Because we so broke, we know, like, hey bro, the Lord is the only way we get out of this. But if we did,
Lord keep us, Lord keep a certain edge about us.
Yeah.
Right. And you know, threshold we are getting this much.
Yeah.
Right.
It's over.
We had cream as a nation. You know, Jake so wicked.
Right,
They'll be trying to pay out politicians and you know what I'm saying, do all kind of shit to get us into a position of power. They wouldn't be trying to escape. But the Lord keeps us on a particular level to where the only conclusion that we can really draw is that the Lord is our defense, man. And I'm fine with that.
That's right.
That's why Yahweh Shai said, give us this day our daily bread. That's right.
Yep.
You know, being content, godliness with contentment is great gain. Because we're going to get our riches in the kingdom of heaven. Okay? That's right. About to add a preacher? That was it on that?
A little more. It says, Ecclesiastes 7:12. Wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense, but the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it.
Yeah, so wisdom excelleth over all of those things. Money, okay? Your faith is better than money. All right? Because when the financial collapse happens, which there is going to be a financial collapse coming very soon, Esau is going to break down the old and start the new. Okay, and I'll give you a prime example how we just broke down the four industrial revolutions. Well, guess what? In every industrial revolution, guess who was controlling those industries? The international banking family. So you had in the first industrial revolution, you had that when they were farming, they came up with the bank and they gave out certificates, state certificates. And it was backed by gold. You could go and you could take those Federal Reserve notes and you can get the amount of money in gold for that note. Yeah. When the second industrial revolution came in, that's when mass majority of America accumulated its debt. Okay? Because they started to take away the dollar being backed by gold during the second industrial revolution. So really, all these different industries, they pretty much took ownership during the second industrial revolution because you wasn't able to go and get that gold for that for that certificate. So the banking industries was a part of all of this. Okay? Then when you went into the third industrial revolution, which was what? Computer technology and science, they started to come up with what? A debit system.
Yes, sir, man.
The saying goes,
Debit, credit.
The saying goes, never let a good crisis go to waste.
Yep.
And they usually, going back to the fear, everybody in a panic mode, so they'll just slide all kind of stuff in there.
Yep.
You know, for extra government assurance.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah, but
start working on that.
that's right, because when you go into that whole debit credit system, it really wasn't a thing until the internet came about.
Right.
Because you were able to log your financial information through a computer.
Go to an ATM, which is the ATM is nothing more but a computer that disperses money.
But prior to that, you had to go to the bank and you had to deal with a bank log and bank books and the teller and
Checkbooks.
Checkbooks, and then you had a bank teller and they would tell you how much you got in your account, how much is in your savings, because you might lose count. You might lose track of how much you got. So you would have to. It would have to be physically logged. When they came with the third industrial revolution,
the banks came with a credit debit system to where your information of your financial information was kept in the system.
Yep.
So now we going into the fourth industrial revolution. Guess who's gonna get involved in that? The bank. But every time that they break it, every time that they go into another industrial revolution, they break down the one prior. Okay, so we know that the dollar is. We see the dollar being broken down right now.
Right.
We seeing that. We seeing the debit system, the credit system being broken down right now. You got Fed now. Okay, you got more places going cashless.
Most banks are online banks.
Yep.
You know, there was no Chime Bank 20 years ago. There was no, you know, these are all new things that are online exclusive.
They're paying every day.
Yeah.
That's a new thing. There
Man,
wasn't.
I remember, bro, even like, I say maybe like, somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, I really don't even recall being able to check my bank account online for like the last 10 years.
Right. Yeah.
Prior to that, bro, you used to have to call that card.
Call that number on the back of the
Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
See how fast shit changed? Remember you hey, how much money on my card? Let me call my card real quick.
Yeah.
You couldn't just go to Wachovia.com or bankofamerica.com, then log in and everything comes up, your transactional record. You had to go to the bank to get a bank statement.
That's right.
Or they would just mail you one every month.
Yeah.
Now you just get it on demand. And I say this was maybe about what? The last 7 to 10 years that we was able. It wasn't that long ago.
I remember when I was in high school. I mean, I'm not that young, but I'm not that old either. But I remember when I was in high school setting up my first bank account. They gave me checkbooks with it.
They gave you a checkbook. They gave you a checkbook. So y'all see how the bank plays a major role in the direction of a society? That's because they run it.
Yep.
They run the shit, man. They fingerprint was in every last one of these industrial revolutions. Okay? So that's why they always make money a part of their agenda. Because they run it. Okay? Now what was the reading?
Even I was reading Deuteronomy 28. But even like if you buying a car, they give you a little booklet to keep up with your car payments too. And they still do that. You know.
Yeah. Yep.
Write
But
it
see,
down
now
and
you can just
flip.
But see, now you just go online.
Yeah.
Look at how much you owe.
You just look at what you owe. Apps.
Yeah.
Now think about this. There was a time where apps was really games.
Yeah.
Well, there was a time when there were no apps. The first iPhone 1 didn't even have apps.
I remember, you know, you go to, you used to have that Nokia phone. The only app in that phone was Snake. You sit up there playing Snake.
Yeah.
Being simple. You know?
Snake and
Then-
Apple.
Right. Then you get into the iPhone. Now, what happened was all these tech companies and these computer giants said, listen, we need to create a personal app for our company. They got apps for every fucking thing now, man.
You don't even really use the internet. I mean, how many times? We do, but it's nowhere near like it was 10 years ago where you would
Browser.
Browse site you go to is app.
you go to the app.
And Apostle Hart went into it years ago. It's called the Internet of Things. You know, which is a part of the belief system. Somebody hold Revelation 13 too, man. We're gonna read Revelation 13 and 16 all the way to the bottom. No, we're gonna get everything off.
Can I read that one precept real quick? This is Salaki, I got on the phone. Deuteronomy, see your app. Deuteronomy 28 and 43.
Yeah, a couple years ago we had actual Bibles, right? Everything from tablets. Yep. Now everybody on phones.
Deuteronomy 28 and 43, it says, the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low.
Absolutely, and he did that through the control of the financial industry. Right? That's how a lot of those curses were implemented, by controlling the financial industry, man. You put Jake in a position where you can't come up. You can't come up, man. And it says the stranger that is within me. Esau, man.
That's right,
It was Esau and the other nations also, because they had a part of that council to disenfranchise the Israelites, man.
Yep, that's right.
They were all in it together. Psalms, the 83rd chapter. Okay, we spoke about the disappointment, the council, council of the crafty. The crafty, the nation that was described as being crafty was Esau and the Edom.
What it said, the dogs lick the wounds.
Yep.
So they added to the song of us to even exploiting us through the internet. They got the convenience stores, food they selling, all the products they usually sell. Jake and these
Poison.
Chinese beauty supply stores, all that shit is poison, man.
Yep. Yeah,
Black people,
Imam.
that's what a lot of experience be springing from the so-called Negro Latin. Let's deal with Judah, Benjamin and Levi. Hell, a lot of these women, they get them demons straight out the fucking beauty supply store.
Yeah.
All the weirdo weaves and
Yeah.
that shit got demons in it, man.
They do.
And these gas stations too. There ain't nothing that's healthy in no fucking gas station.
They say it's a rumor that a lot of that real hair weave or real hair wigs comes from dead bodies.
Yeah.
See? Come on, man. This is the stranger that's within us that got up very high. Go ahead.
All right, last verse it says, it says, he shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him.
Yep.
He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
Yeah. How many of you brothers ever had an Edomite come and ask you, can they hold 100? No.
That's before a job.
Hey man, hey, bro, you wouldn't have to have 100 I could borrow to tomorrow. No, that'd be us.
Yeah.
You know, downloading that app where you get a $200 advance on your check. And you know, the Albert app or some shit. You know, notice it's always on Jake shit too.
Yeah, Lord, yeah.
You scrolling. Yep, need some money. Download the Albert app. We'll forward you $250. Because like, I don't know, man. I wonder if this algorithm is pulling information from my bank account. They're probably like, hey, bro, that nigga broke as hell, bro.
Buy now, pay
Hey,
later.
line up the Albert app in like the next 5 scrolls.
Right.
Damn. You know, you need help, nigga. Let us lend to you. You know, that go to show you how behind Jake is, man. We need the help. Okay? Was it more on that, Rob?
That was it.
Okay. Yeah. So let's get into that Revelation 13 and 16. Okay? Going into Esau and its MOTB, because really that's what we need to be talking about as we're entering into that time of trouble. But this is going to be a mass resistance. At first, a lot of people are going to resist the same way they did with the C-19.
Well, every industrial revolution that you're going into, there was a resistance.
Yep.
There was a major resistance in America to power lines.
Yep. And then guess what happens? After that initial resistance, Esau comes with more legislation, more draconian measures, and that mass resistance turned into mass compliance.
Well, you had the Texas. They said even when America was established, broke off from Britain, it was still Texas. I think it was 2%.
2%.
Yep.
You know, they went to war for all that. So if you look at us and the taxes that we pay, vast majority of people ain't looking to, take it to the so-called white man. And he's deprived you way more than he was depriving and he was getting deprived.
Yep. So there is going to be a resistance because people are not going to be used to that way of life. Esau is already counting the cost for that. That's why he's going to set the military up. But through that initial resistance, Esau going to make Jake comply. But we know that this time there's no compliance in this.
No repentance of this.
There's no repentance. So we have to make sure that we have a thorough understanding of what this entails. Go ahead, Barbara.
It's Revelation 13 and 16.
Yep.
And he calls it all, both small and great.
Yep. Now let's get some meat off that real quick. Causes. When you look into that word causes, it says to make or to produce. Okay. So he's going to make. He's not going to ask you for it. Okay. Esau don't ask you if you want to trade in USD. You trade in USD or you're going to be broke. He's not asking us to do anything in the system. He's telling us what to do. And if you don't do it, then you're going to suffer these XYZ repercussions.
That's right.
So he's going to do that when he implements the MOTB. He's going to cause you to take it. Go ahead.
And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond.
That's talking about the people.
Right.
Because you had these the ICPK that was breaking that down, talking about that was the nations, small nations, poor nations, rich, big, free and bond. That's talking about the people, from babies to the elderly, to the prisoners, to the free. Okay, to the rich and to the poor. Everybody's gonna have to take it, man. Okay, go ahead.
He already has certain, I'll say incentives for lack of a better word. Like for prisoners, they'll be able to get their terms reduced if they get that advice. That's why you have house arrest, which is really a chip. He already has a chip and high circulation, but he's looking to pretty much inject it with thinking. That's the highest point of control is the injection. Because these phones, you can cut these phones off.
Yep.
Stomp on
Nah.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. You can detach. You can detach from it. You can't detach from what you take from it. Go ahead, bro.
Free and bond to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
Right, so when we go into that word mark, of course that word there is karagma, all right, which means an incision, all right, or imprint. The Hebrew word, when you go further into the root word, that word there is karat, okay? Then when you go into the root word of karat, it's graphos. Graphos, okay? So once you know these things, it's inconclusive evidence, or conclusive evidence, however you say. I think it's conclusive evidence that this is talking about a physical device being imprinted in your skin that's going to house data. Okay, because graphos goes into writing. Right. Okay? So Esau is going to write his signature on you if you receive that decision.
Like we were speaking in the back earlier, on the side, we were speaking about MOT and how going to that word of Rockman, one of the definitions mentions badge of servitude. You say the writing his signature, that basically like you're taking the mark, you basically pledging your allegiance to the beast.
Yeah.
And they're saying like, basically I'm a slave to this,
Like basically you signing, like you get orientation, and you got to sign all the paperwork stating that you work for this company, and then they make you an actual member of that company. You get a badge number, and you have to take your picture.
Key fob.
Yeah, key fob. You get all access to that company. That's what you're going to do if you take the MOTV. You're basically pledging allegiance to the beast.
Yeah, and even with before they sign, you always use like an X or something like that. Yeah. That X is pretty much that's symbolic. You know? Because I was also thinking about karagma, the root word of karagma, like what you're saying, being karax. There's only one other scripture that's written with that word karax. Yeah. I think it's Matthew 13, it might be around 22. I might be wrong, more or less, but it says that thy enemies shall, and that word is trench. Yeah. It says that thy enemies shall cast a trench about you. You look at ancient world trenches, that would be like a
States.
Palisades.
And then when you look at the word mark, which karagma, and karax, I think either karax or karagma, it says actually says palisades.
Stigma. I think stigma goes into
We're gonna go into that Kasai stigma. We're gonna get into that. Okay. So because that's inconclusive evidence. The Lord is showing don't let nobody tell you otherwise, because I'm gonna give you the wisdom of the number.
Yeah.
And the wisdom of the number is how you really can tell, this is what it is. All right? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's real quick to go with that. So two persons back in the law, Exodus 23rd chapter, essentially the MOTV is basically the digital law. Alright? This is Exodus 21:5, it says, if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, and my children.
Yeah, like what's the name? Asking Charleston White like a questionnaire. And he was like, name one thing, or give me one word. I'm gonna name 10 names. He said, give me one word that come to mind. And what was that? Adam 22. Charleston White said, master. Because basically the so-called white man is Jake's master.
Yeah.
So just land backing off of that. Okay, go ahead, bro.
It says, I love my master, my wife, and my children. I will not go out free. Then his master shall bring him unto the judges. He shall also bring him to the door.
And then it's lucky that makes a lot of sense too. What the apostles always warn us to say, a lot of men gonna take that mark behind their family. Because that's the reason. Why would most men take the mark in the ancient world? Because of their family. You don't want to be separated from your family. So you would take it then, and it's going full circle into this digital mark where a lot of Jake gonna take it because of their family. They're not gonna take it for no other reason.
That's the Hebrew servant. Yeah, that's right. It says, it says, you shall also bring him to the door or to the doorpost, and his master shall bore his ear.
Bore means to pierce. Okay? Bore his ear. Go ahead.
Yeah. It says, master shall bore his ear through within all, and he shall serve him forever.
Yep. See that? So that's you pledging the servitude. So in modern times, if you receive that MOTV, guess what? You're gonna
going to play in the servitude. It's the digital all. Yep. It's the digital all that he's going to have to wear. And if you take that, then the Lord, the Heavenly Father, is going to pronounce judgment on you death. But you're probably going to have to take a missile. You're probably going to eat a missile. Okay? Which is one of the worst ways to die, in my personal opinion, is getting burnt alive by millions of degrees of heat. Okay? You can't even fathom that. You think 400 degrees is hot. You open the oven, you know what I'm saying, you damn near get the blood out of right. You got people that's still alive off of 3rd-degree burns. And that shit fucking. You're talking about thermonuclear missiles. I believe that the degree can get up to like 2 million degrees. That's it. I mean, they probably gonna take the chip. They gonna take the chip. They probably already. So we gotta understand what we're dealing with here. This is very serious because this is the one industrial revolution where there's no compromise. You're gonna have to live by faith. Because if every Israelite takes the MOTV, then that's it. Which we know according to prophecy, that ain't gonna happen. But if Esau was to be able to accomplish that and get everybody pricked, so good. It's a wrap. That's our story. That's it. So the elect is the ones who's going to be preserved. All right, so let's go back into that Revelation section.
It says, free and bond to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark.
And we still have yet to get the breakdown on how Christianity will prohibit you from buying, selling, and trading.
They did it yet.
Nobody broke it down yet. Or any other philosophy for that sake of the matter. How is that going to prohibit you from buying, selling, and trading? Okay? Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, like if you have a passport, they're not going to ask you if you're a Christian or not to even go overseas and buy or sell, or even here in America. Religion doesn't have association with the mark, with purchase. You can be a Christian and you can buy everything that fucking everybody else can buy. You got Christians that's multi-millionaires. Some of the highest buying power in the United States is Christians.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're the ones that create, they be having these billion-dollar holidays, Halloween, and Christmas, and all these different things. A lot of that stuff be conducted in those churches. So how the hell do you push Christianity with the mark? It doesn't make sense.
Right. Elder Wamba said a while back, Esau gonna have a line, and what you believe in?
Right.
You believe Jesus Christ?
Jesus?
All right, go eat.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you know how easy that'll be? I just tell a nigga, hey, bro, go get in line for me, bro. You know what I'm saying? To bring back a couple, Yeah. Or I'll get in the line. You a Christian? Yeah, I'm a Christian. Yeah, because we are.
So
right. I'm anointed, but you want to, relate it to that. Yeah, I'm a Christian. Let me get 10 packs of chicken, and juice. Right, some juice. It ain't easy. It ain't that easy. That's the point that we make. The Lord ain't making it that easy. Like, you mean to tell me out of all these transgressions, pretty much the transgress against the Lord, and our final test is going to be like, now go in this line and let you know you're not a Christian.
Well, that's the case. We already got it. So why are we out here?
Right. Now this is the final test. Right? You can't say you're a Christian. What? That don't even make sense. No.
But they don't really break it down. Like you said, they'll say something, and everybody in the congregation just...
That's right.
Yeah. A bunch of non-critical thinkers. What about the right hand on the forehead? You put Christianity in your right hand or in your forehead?
Then you know what they say? The right hand means the action, and the forehead means the thought. So you think about it, and then you perform it. That's Tazariak's core breakdown.
The Bible say that too.
Yeah, Zabak. Which that ain't nothing but damage control.
Yeah, Johanna probably
that's all it is.
Anything.
Right. Go ahead, bro.
And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
And let's go into the number of his name real quick. Go ahead.
Here is wisdom.
Here's wisdom. Now, wisdom is the application of knowledge, right? So the Lord has given us, He gave us the knowledge. The knowledge is the MOTB, the name, the image, the number. That you know it. A Christian know that. A Christian know about a mark that's soon to come. But now the wisdom is this. Now you need to understand this knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's get into it. Go ahead, bro.
Here's wisdom.
Yep.
Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast.
Now count. So in order to find the wisdom of the number, now you got to count the number of his name. Meaning you got to go into context, the original Greek. Go ahead.
For it is the number of a man,
Right?
and his number is 666.
So they try to say that there's Nero. No. No.
You can say Ronald Reagan
Right.
because their names.
Yeah, when they decode it, you know, they use some type of decoding graph. You know, it came down to Nero.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman had a video.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman. All them damn moles hanging off his face. You got you decoding. Yeah, you decoding Revelation 13. Why don't you decode a couple of the moles?
He played in Bruce Almighty and got proud, man.
Right. Yeah. Now think about this, right? Now they concluded and said that it's Nero, right? Now, if I'm not mistaken, Nero was on the scene before John the Revelator even wrote it.
Yeah.
So how was he speaking about a prophecy?
He's already on the scene.
How is he speaking about a prophecy that's to come if this prophecy fits a man that's already dead? That don't make no sense. But you got these that's why I said you got these different Christians. They know that there's a marking, but they don't have the wisdom.
They also think that the man is
The actual man.
or one person. One person in the sense of an anti. They believe in a uni antichrist, like one antichrist, but we know that that's not true.
Yeah.
John tell you that.
Yep. Well, the man that it's talking about is the man of sin. Esau. Beast. It's comprised of Edomite nation. Okay? He has information behind this chip that we can decode.
That's right.
Go ahead, bro.
Oh, that was it.
Yeah, now get the word for 666. We're gonna do all three of them. So you can understand without a shadow of a doubt. It's talking about being physically impaled by an actual device. Yeah.
He said,
Go ahead, bro.
might not be holding already. This Isaiah 36 and 6.
Yeah.
It says, "Lo, thou trustest in the staff of this broken reed on Egypt, whereon if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it."
Right, and that's why Esau, he gets a lot of people hooked on the system, so that when you do try to seek any type of refuge, okay, or you do try to seek any type of comfort, you're always going to flock to the system. So that's why I say if they seek refuge, they lean on it, they be pierced. So that's what's going to happen. Because so many people are dependent upon American society. When you snatch the rug from up under people, the first thing they're going to do is try to go and seek American comfort. And it's going to cause them to get pricked. So that's why the scripture say you flee out of the shadow of Egypt, man.
Yeah. And how you know it's also the chip is because the chip is in each and every industry for the most part here in America. It's everywhere. From the automobile industry, which that's one of the main places, to your phones, to your computers, to your house, clothes.
Bank
Hell,
cards.
women in the medical industry is full of microchips. A lot of women, they'll tell you they got the chip, which is really a way to stop. Or IUD is a form of an implant, you know, or women that actually get certain chips embedded in them, and they can take it in and out, but it actually regulates for birth control.
Now,
you know,
a woman with that doesn't have the mark of the
it's
beast.
not the mark of the beast, but it's a chip.
It's still a chip, but just throwing it out there for clarity.
Most definitely. And you'll have the elderly, you know, with certain devices that they'll have to have on them. You know, devices of microchips, it's all in circulation. Hell, even with animals. Watch, I remember even being younger and watch individuals, they'll track crocodiles. They might take it out in the wild and they'll put a chip in them. And after so many years, they'll actually, you know, go to the water and find them, you know, they'll see the emitting of the frequency, so they'll know exactly where they're at. You know, we catch it, and they'll see like, this is the same one we had.
Yeah.
So tracking and microchips is the most prominent device that can function all throughout the earth, above damn near any and everything.
Y'all remember that movie Deep Blue Sea?
I was thinking, yeah.
That's what Deep Blue Sea was about. They was chipping them sharks.
Yeah.
And when they was becoming more aggressive, and that's when they started attacking.
See, so it's a very diabolical device. So let's get all three Kansai stickers, then we're gonna close it up. Trump here, you won't be able to see.
Okay, I got the on blue letter. I hit 600 3.6, and it's G55.6. It says Casa Stigma. You can hit them individually.
Now you gotta go and separate, and you gotta look up the meaning of each one of those words in the Greek alphabet. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Chi, pronounced it Chi, it looks like an X. Okay? If I'm not mistaken, I believe it looks like an X. And that goes into the spot. X marks the spot. When you go into the definition of Chi, which that's why in the scripture it said it already gave you the spot. Where? The hand or the forehead. Okay? And it goes into like the preparation of it. You know, when you go into Chi, like the preparation. Like you know how you go to a doctor, and the first thing that they do, they have to find the spot, whether they're going to give you a shot of your arm or whatever vein, they give you the alcohol, they find the vein, you know, then that's Chi, them finding where they going, okay?
That's the same symbol as Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter, the X. Yeah.
Which was Elon Musk doing. He was going to put in the Neuralink brain implant in his mind.
That's right.
And all these companies have been given the green light now to do human trials with the brain implants. The elites gave them the memo, the email that said now y'all can start doing human trials. Right? So it's not just Neuralink, it's other companies too. Okay?
So that's Chi. Now you got Psi, which Psi looks kind of like an E.
Yeah.
Okay? Like when Joe Biden was running for president, they had his E looking like E in Psi. With Psi,
If y'all remember Demolition Man, on that, because I rewatched that, and the Demolition Man, the E's, they had them shaped like the Chi.
Yeah.
And in that movie, you know, they woke up in the future chipped already.
Yeah. See that?
Yeah.
So it's all you know, set up all over the place. What Esau is showing exactly, is subliminally showing his agenda. So you got the Chi, which means the X marks the spot, the place that they're going to implant you. Then you got Psi, which goes into the actual palisade. Okay, the actual staking. Okay, then stigma. The stigma is the actual action. I'm sorry, Chi, the X marks the spot. Psi is the device. You know that they're going to use. And then the stigma. Somebody can find the definition for Psi also, but stigma goes into the actual impalement, the prick.
Okay. What else would it set up to plant in the mark?
Yep.
What it means, phrase.
Yep. Set up to plant in the mark.
You sat down with a doctor gonna have that table prepared with the however they gonna put it in you. They gonna, like you said, go through the procedure of marking it.
They're gonna find the device that they're gonna put inside you and set that up. Then they're gonna stab you with it. Okay, so Chi, Psi, stigma.
Okay, you watched the first. I don't know if you brothers remember the first Futurama episode. You got Prick. You know, when he first got verified and everything, so his hand in it. He got hit.
Idiocracy too.
It's a lot of mainly futuristic movies and shows. That's chip. That's one of the most critical devices, man.
It's powerful, man.
You know,
it's powerful. And that's why Esau concluded that this is going to be our final agenda. This. It's a powerful device, and he knows that if he can get everybody pretty much implanted, he could make a case to the Heavenly Father and say, "Look, can I get my birthright back?"
They had one show where they got the crime rate all the way down to pretty much zero, because what happened, what they were showing is everybody had the device in them, and it was one person that was looking curious to premeditate crime. Because most crime, of course, you already know is premeditated or it's meditated. Really premeditated. You're already thinking about it. So the pondering of it generated like some type of electrical chemicals in the brain to show that he was actually turning into like a form of rage or whatever. But it showed through Esau's system that this person was going to be anticipated to do a crime.
It can read your vitals.
It can read your vitals. So due to the fact of that, him having the chip, he tried to get away. He was touching certain buildings, and everything was connected to the chip. It wasn't just chipping the person; it was actually in the buildings, you know, in the walls and stuff like that. Anywhere he hit, of course, he already got the surveillance all over the place.
Yeah.
So he got it on the top and he got it on the bottom, and he pretty much got caught before he could actually commit the crime. You see? Then they put it in the trash. They got trash cans that actually have the device in it. Man. This devil is looking to put it, and it's so. The thing is, what's most critical about it is it's so cheap. It's not expensive with these devices. It's not like it costs this man a gazillion dollars to actually. These devices are cheap.
These chips cost like a penny.
Yeah.
So much it costs.
Yeah, it's simple.
But they gonna charge you.
You know, so hey man, but we're gonna go into some very, very turbulent times when Esau rolled this thing out, man. He ain't doing no soft rollout. Okay, this motherfucker's doing a hard rollout, man. So it's really okay. Break it out, bro.
Yeah, this is stigma in the Greek to stick or stizo to
See?
prick.
So X marks the spot, and side goes into the actual device, okay, and then stigma goes into stick. So how you gonna stick somebody with Christianity? Okay, no, you're gonna. It's a physical sticking that this man is gonna try to do. He's gonna try to chip the whole planet, man. Okay, and that's why the Lord is giving us the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, the tools to be able to defend from this fucking onslaught. Because this man about to come. Remember, the Bible in the book of Revelation, the 12th chapter, the Bible describes his armies like a flood, man. Meaning he gonna come in. He's gonna come hard, man. That's why it's about really being rooted and built in the faith. And a good way to be rooted and built in the faith is having a great working understanding of this wisdom and knowledge, man. You have to have a good understanding, man. Okay? Scripture said, prudent man looketh well to his going. If you want to be able to resist, of course, it's going to be Yahweh Shema Shai that's going to keep you from the temptation. But in order for the Lord to keep you from the temptation, he's going to check and see if you're utilizing wisdom, knowledge, understanding, faith, and humility. Okay?
Keep you away from that hour of temptation.
Because he got to keep you away, but he ain't just going to keep any nigga away. All right? Some niggas, he going to be like, yeah, go ahead, nigga. Go get in the line.
That's spiritual mark.
Right.
Ezekiel. But that's the mark. That's the ultimate mark to repel against that Esau's mark.
And it's going to anger the Lord when he sees mass amounts of Jake and the planet getting pricked. The Lord is going to get extremely pissed, not only at Jake, but at the so-called white man too, because he the one doing that bullshit.
If I may say, because like you said, when you deal with those major sin laws like adultery and homosexuality, those that comes with a consequence of death. Oh, slug. But what I was trying to say is that basically, as you break down that 666, you realize there's a lot of steps to it, like adultery. Like you don't just end up committing adultery. Like the act of adultery is a lot of steps to go into it. Just like taking that chip. The chip is just not, even though it may seem like people are just going to wake up one day and be at a line and take it, there's literally, each 6 literally is like, the first 6, do you see what's going on here?
Yeah, like it's going to be a serial chipper running around the city. Running around, you just talking around the corner, find your hand and no. Like, you're going to have the thought, you're going to have to go, you're going to have to grab your keys.
You're going to have like 3 steps, literally. 3 steps, literally. There's 3 stops that are like, you can stop, you could be deceived up into the first 6.
Right.
Like, I don't know about this.
Yeah.
Second 6, you can, I don't know about this. This is looking
like, you're going to go all the way through.
You're going to go all the way through?
You got to put gas in the wheel, go down to the clinic, you know.
Make an appointment.
You know, sign in, You
Sit in
know,
that waiting room.
yeah, sit in the waiting room.
Say I
The
can
doctor
sit.
gonna grab the clipboard out the thing. And so, you know, where'd you grow up at? You know,
Big boy gloves on.
yeah, you hungry? Yeah, get the glove. Where you grow up at? Because, you know, nigga hungry. You know, no, man, you gotta have faith. Scriptures speak about being rooted and established in the faith, and that's why the Lord is going to resist you from taking that chip. He's going to supply you the things that you need in the time of trouble, whether it be food, whether it be water, whether it be shelter, or whether it be clothing. Cheap things of life. Escape routes, a spiritual power.
Even with the jab, that sickness came. This devil, he got a lot of data from that, man. Because really, he saw the data junkie, man.
He's gonna come after the ones that never got it.
He's gonna come after the ones that never had, but he already sees the graph. Like, all right, mass majority of people, they fall into a state of hypnosis because fear starts to. They gonna run to the government. People said they run to the mountains. But the hills for help.
Yep.
You know, but Esau makes himself as an idol, like the only one that can save and retrieve man, and he's gonna pretty much funnel them through, like Scripture said, like sheep to the slaughter.
But he created the whole problem.
Created
How you gonna create a problem then try to jump up as a superhero? That's like old boys off of fucking The Incredibles.
or the boys that
Remember that super villain off the first Incredible? You know, he had like the red hair.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was creating the problem, then presenting himself as a superhero. But all because he wanted that complex, man. He had a complex. And he wanted that grandeur. So it's like in the same time, Esau doing the same thing. Okay? Esau's doing the same exact thing. So you can't fall for the okie doke, especially when the Lord then gave us the wisdom of it.
Here's wisdom. That's why I said here's wisdom.
So now that you know it, even you knowing that it's the MOTB, it still ain't enough for you to resist it. You gotta get rooted in the spirit and power of the Yahweh Shema Shai. That's the only way that we're gonna be able to resist it. Because the Holy Spirit of the Yahweh Shema Shai is working with us, man. And God, it's very important. That's why we go through tests, different curriculums. You know, we go through classes. We teach brothers how to do the prayers. All right, you have to come to camp. It's not an option. Okay, we don't present that as an option. Okay, you know, if you can, right. But if not, you know, we'll work with you. No, get to camp. That's been the standard. It's gonna be the standard until the Lord changes it up. Put your prayers up. Be a good brother. Be charitable. Be in order. Okay? Lock in. Read. Study. Fast. Pray. Okay? Sin less. You know, as you're growing in this thing, hey, you got to make sure you offending the Lord less. Okay? Grow. Come up on a level. That's how you're going to be able to resist this beast. You got to think about it. Little old us has an opportunity to be a seven-headed, 10-horned, fucking intercontinental alliance. Beast. We got an opportunity. Bro, the Canaanites don't even got this opportunity. The Egyptians don't, the Cushites don't got this opportunity. All these other nations that Esau done beat down and turned into third world countries have not been presented the opportunity that we've been presented right now. So if we have a chance, we need to make sure we're giving all diligence to make our calling of election sure. That's why it's important to put things in that type of perspective so we can understand it. Understanding is all perspective, how you view it. Okay? And that's what the prophets would do when you read the scriptures. The prophets would always give a great perspective or visualization of what we're supposed to be doing or what's happening in the world. So if you've been granted an opportunity as such, where even your counterparts, other Hebrew Israelites, hasn't even been granted the access of first salvation, what manner of men ought we all to be? We got to get deeper. Dig deep, Jake. Okay? It's going to get real. We already see what's happening, and it's an election year. And we know every election year brings bullshit. Every time it's an election, it's some bullshit. 2019, that was an election year. 2020 was an inauguration. That was when Biden got in office. The 2019 was the year everybody voted. Just like now, this is the year everybody votes. So guess what's gonna happen? It's gonna be some bullshit. It's gonna be some bullshit.
So will Obama, the recession?
Yep.
He got voted in and that recession hit hard in 09.
Yep. And it's gonna hit. So Think about it. Think about the patterns that Esau showed. Okay? Think about it. What you think is getting ready to happen these next couple months when you got this bottom dollar commodity. I can't stand this bitch, man. She bothers me and she gets on my nerves, man. But at the same time, me personally, I want the bitch to win.
I know, right? She's the perfect
I
candidate.
want her to win, man. Because you're gonna get so much, you're gonna get a bang for your fucking buck. They gonna insult the nigga woman. They gonna make all kind of whorish memes and and degrade her. The so-called white man ain't having it.
You might just drop out in the middle of something.
The so-called white man is not about to let a black woman, a so-called black woman, run their country. They might set this motherfucker on fire. And after they try to attempt a failed assassination on a former president,
Yes.
then you steal another election and put a fucking black woman. Oh man, this thing can spiral out of control.
Oh yeah, he's already going.
But at the same time, if Trump get in office, oh well, same end. Missiles. So that's what we're looking for. So it's about being rooted and preparing our souls for the bullshit. We're gonna finish that and then wrap it up.
It says a mark pricked in or branded upon the body. To ancient Oriental usage,
Yep.
slaves and soldiers bore the name or the stamp of their master or commander, branded or pricked, cut into their bodies
Yep.
to indicate what master or general they belong to.
So this is an old method that was used by multiple masters. But the final method is going to be a digital one. And that's why we got to resist this. We got to pray that the Lord resists us or gives us the spirit to resist temptation. That's why it's known as the hour of temptation. Because you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it. You're not going to just be okay. Okay? You're going to have a moment where it's going to feel like the Lord ain't with you. That's how He's going to test you. It's going to feel like the Lord ain't with you. You're going to be brought low. Yahweh Shai felt it.
Everybody has assets on their whatever they have as far as funds is going to be talking about.
Yep.
You know, people going to be trying to do the bank runs. They ain't going to be able to get access to the money.
It's going to be a straight up and down data breach. And it's going to be a digital one.
Yeah.
We talk about an economic collapse. It's going to be they're going to say it's got hacked. That's we saw what just happened at the airport.
Yeah, was that 2 weeks ago?
Yep. And then what happened a couple months before that? You had that whole AT&T, T-Mobile outage. So they already pushing, and they said it was going to be a hell of cyber attacks this summer. So they already pushing that on the minds and narratives of the people. We got to get, so it's going to be a big
They got
one.
to prophesy. They got to say it's
And if it hit your bank, if it hit my bank account, I'm gonna be like, man. If it hit your bank account, you know what I mean? Everybody else don't play. These people don't play about their money.
Oh, the rich people that actually got something.
Yeah, these
something
stockbrokers
in their bank
and-
accounts.
Bro, guns and butter. That's Esau's bread and butter. You don't mess with his guns. You don't mess with his money. You don't mess with his land. That's how Esau operates. You take his money. What's his next go to? Tool up. Esau ain't gonna tool up and just sit in the country. Esau gonna tool up, gas up, and he gonna come to these inner cities where all this shit going on there, and he gonna get his way.
Yes, sir.
That's what the race war is gonna pop off, man.
Shit is gonna come to him too.
Yeah,
It's gonna come to him too.
That's why Esau passed so much legislation as far as guns. Because this is a gun country, man. I think they say there's more guns in circulation than people.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's more guns in
guns in the
here.
United States of America.
Yeah.
So they already know when all hell hysteria breaks forth, it's gonna be just like birds.
And guns, if you ever notice, guns don't have expiration dates. You can still bust a 38 from the 60s.
You kept up.
Oh yeah. You can still bust off a 38 from the 60s.
Yeah, the
As long as they-
1800s.
yeah, from the
1800s,
1800s.
You still good money.
Yeah, you can still let some shit off over 100 years.
Clean it up real good.
So you got to think about how much weaponry's out here, man. And the Lord is fattening this place up for destruction. So that was pretty much the lesson. We're gonna go ahead and close it out for the sake of time. Okay.
Yeah, I just
let
wanna
the elder
read
get
this.
one because you got to let you get it in, bro. So like,
Yeah, so this is very recent. I'm just reading this headline real quick because we was on the topic of the MOTD. So this is from the Financial Times, and it says brain implant made from graphene I'm at the grapho, right?
Yep.
Is set to begin UK clinical trial. And this is from 18 hours ago.
Oh wow. Look at that.
So this is so this is not even a full day ago.
Yeah.
Breaking news.
Yeah,
But we
breaking
don't know
news.
what we talking about. No, we just
Yeah,
You know, so we in that
we don't
time.
know what we're talking about.
Right.
And that's the UK, so that's part of the
beast.
beast.
Yeah.
You know,
That's right.
so they gonna push it.
It's inconclusive at this point. You can't come with a better argument. You pretty much just use the whole hour and a half segment breaking it all the way down. So somebody got to come out. Well, don't come out here.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, somebody got to repel what we're saying, because there's no way you can't see that this place is leading into a digital prison. Okay, it's right now. It's happening. It can happen. Really, to be honest, it's already really set up. Only thing that really needs to happen is the tumbling of the former system. But then Joe Biden had his slogan, "Build Back Better." Then you got what's that, Project 2030 or some shit like
Project
that?
2025.
Yeah, you got 2025, but then you got another
2032,
one for 2030. Where they want, like basically this dude Klaus Schwab, which he just stepped down,
Yep.
resigned, which that should tell you everything you need to know. Because he's one of many CEOs that just resigned and stepped down out of major positions. But one of his sayings was, by 2030, you'll own nothing and you'll love it.
Yep.
So they already working, they work. So we just gotta wait and see how this thing plays out. So hey, just stay strong in the spirit and get more rooted. So we're gonna go ahead and close out, giving all praises, all glory and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakodash.
double honors once more to the apostles, the elders, the great millstone, and peace, many blessings to the elect, men, women, and children. Shalom.
Shalom.